In the previous lesson, you found out how you can mark up different bits of a document to say what they are for. For example, you are marking up the main title of the document with an H1 tag, and then you marked up the second subtitle of the document with an H2 tag, and then you created some paragraphs with P tags. And that's called marking up, and that is what ML stands for in HTML, markup language, because HTML is a language for marking up text. But what about the HT? What does that stand for? Well, when HTML came out, the really exciting thing about it was that it wasn't just one document or even a set of documents, but it was a document that could link to other documents. So it was that connection that you could make between one document and another. So you could make a website with lots of pages that are all connected together. Somebody else could make a web page with lots of documents connected together. And then you could link your pages together. And that was very exciting at the time. And that is what the HT stands for, hypertext. Hypertext is this idea that one bit of text or one document can link to another one. So how do we turn our page into a sort of linked up hypertext document? Let's go and add some more code. So the basic tag that we need, yes, it's just another tag, is the A tag. Okay, and so let's just try it out. And I'm going to create a link to a document called About Me. So I'll put in the text, go to the About Me page. Right, so save that and reload. And nothing's happened yet, it's just another paragraph. But the problem with a hyperlink is you need to tell the web browser where that hyperlink goes to. So it's like it's a signpost, if you like. So well, if the user clicks on this link, I want you to go somewhere else. So it's kind of more of an active thing than just tagging up a bit of text. What we have to do is add something called an attribute. So that's the attribute there. So you can see it's inside the brackets there. And the attribute is called the Href, or hypertext reference attribute. And essentially we're going to say, I want you to go to this page when they click on the link. Okay, well, I haven't created that page yet. So let's just do another new page, file, new file, and all about me. So I save this one as about me.html. So you've probably seen, the classic thing that web pages will have a page called Contact Us or About Us or something like that. So this is my About Me page, and so I've saved that, and then I've got my document, my A tag in my index file, which links to the About Me file. So let's reload again. And what do you notice about that? Well, I'm zooming in a bit there. You can see that the link has now been underlined and it's gone blue. So again, this is an example of the web browser looking at our hypertext markup and just saying, oh, okay, that's a link, so I'm going to apply some formatting to make it really clear to the user that that's a link going somewhere, that it's going to do something. And there's another little thing the browser does for us as well. Let's look in detail what happens here. So here's my pointer. If the pointer goes over the top of the link, you can see it turns into this kind of gloved hand, which implies that I can do something. I can click on it. And if I just mouse over the other text, you can see it turns into this kind of caret mark, which allows me to select. Right, so zoom back out again. And if I click on that link, let's see if it works. Okay, it didn't seem to work. Well, the reason is that I've actually called my page About Me, not About. Okay, so I just update that link to say About Me instead of About. And I go back and reload the page again. Click on the link. It works now. I'm going to zoom that one into the same level so that they look equivalent. Okay, so I've just made a hyperlink. I've linked from the index page through to the About Me page. And that's great. But how do I get back to the index page again? Well, you can probably guess. I just have to put a link going back the other way, right? So let's go into the About Me page and create a link going back to index. Go back, save. So that's my About Me page, now has a link back to index. So if I click on it, you can see it's now got a go back button. I can press that. So now I can just jump between the two pages, and I can jump from the index page, the about me page, and back again, and I've kind of created a little loop between those two pages. Now the problem is that as your website becomes more elaborate, you have more than two pages. So what we use is something called a Nav Bar, which is kind of short for navigation bar. So which you can imagine it's a bar, which might be horizontal or it might be vertical. And on that bar we have the ability to navigate. So what we have is a set of links that might cover all the different pages on our site. So I'm going to create one more page for my site, and then I'm going to create a nav bar which connects them all together. So I'm going to create a contact me page. Okay, so that's just the title, and I'll save that one and I'll call it contact.html. So now I've got a 3-page site, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a navigation bar here. So I'm going to go to the home page. Actually, let's shorten it a bit because it's a navigation bar. Home page. So the first link is going to go to the home page, which is going to be called index.html, which we've already created. The second link is about me. Let's shorten it even more. The third link is going to be the contact page. Okay, so let's look at that in its totality. So we've got 1, 2, 3 links there. So let's save that one. So this is the index page I'm editing, so I reload that. Okay, so I've got these this all underlined at the bottom there. But the problem is, it looks like all those links are being kind of squashed together. But if I look at my code, actually, I've got loads of sort of spaces between the links, which is a bit of a problem. Why is it ignoring all that space? Well, that's a deliberate feature of HTML. It's called white space, and it's the idea that if there's kind of empty text between the tags, it just gets ignored. So it means that you can lay out your document in a really readable way, but when it gets rendered in the web browser, actually it just kind of removes all that unnecessary sort of noise. So if we do want to have a gap between those links, then we have to actually use another HTML feature called an entity, and I'll just show you how to do that. So we start like this, and non-breaking. So it stands for non-breaking space. Okay, so a non-breaking space essentially just means a space. So you force it to put a space there. And so in between each A tag, I've put one of these special entities, and hopefully that should space out my navigation bar. Okay, so I've reloaded, and you can see now I've got nice spaces after each item in the nav bar. And I'm going to add one more thing just to make it really clear that, and I mean actually I'm going to put this at the top of the page because it's kind of easier to find if it's at the top of the page. So save that, reload over there. So I've just copied and pasted it up to the top of the page, and then I'm just going to put a sort of a line underneath it. Okay, let's just do that, and then reload. Okay, so now I've got a kind of neat looking nav bar with 3 links and a line underneath. So the only thing I need to do now is to add that nav bar to my other 2 pages. So again, it's just a copy and paste job. So I just grab the code, copy that, jump over to the About Me page, put it at the top of that, and jump over to the contact page and put it there, and make sure they're all saved. So then, should be able to jump between the page. So they're coming smaller because I'm zoomed in. Let me just zoom in there. Right, there we go. So now I can jump between the pages, and you know the nav bar is always there. So it's this idea that the user has a kind of consistent way of moving through the different pages. And that's it. We've created a nav bar using hypertext links in our HTML document.